tough exterior, you often find someone who is dealing with their own internal struggles, vulnerabilities, and fears. The bad boy isn't always a one-dimensional figure of rebellion. Beneath that bravado is often someone who has faced hardships, someone who has been hurt or scarred by life in a way that makes them cautious or unwilling to open up. This vulnerability is part of what draws people in. It's the belief that, if you can somehow break through the tough exterior, you might uncover a softer, more vulnerable side. This emotional depth is often what makes relationships with bad boys so complicated. They may push you away, only to reel you back in with moments of vulnerability or tenderness. This emotional dance keeps people guessing and creates an intensity that can be addictive. The desire to be the person who gets through to the bad boy and unlocks their hidden emotions becomes a powerful motivator. It's the belief that if you just try hard enough, you can change them or help them find redemption. Yet this hope for change is one of the most dangerous aspects of the bad boy allure. The idea that love can transform someone, that a relationship can fix their flaws, is an incredibly seductive concept. Many people enter relationships with bad boys, believing that they can save them, believing that they are the exception to the rule. This is where things often go wrong. People end up investing more into the relationship than the bad boy does, hoping that their love will be the catalyst for change. Unfortunately, not all bad boys are interested in change. Some are content with their ways, and their rebellious spirit isn't something that can be tamed or transformed by love. The desire to save someone, to be the person who brings out the best in them, is a powerful motivator, but it can lead to heartbreak. The bad boy, more often than not, is not looking for redemption. They are looking for excitement, freedom, and independence. Their appeal lies in their resistance to being molded or controlled. And, as much as we may try, we cannot force someone to change if they aren't ready or willing to do so. The emotional toll of trying to change a bad boy can be exhausting, and it often leads to frustration, disappointment, and even resentment. But even with all of this complexity and potential for heartbreak, people continue to be drawn to bad boys. The emotional highs and lows, the thrill of the chase, and the belief that love can conquer all create a magnetic pull that's difficult to resist. It's this combination of vulnerability, confidence, and emotional intensity that makes bad boys so captivating. They represent the possibility of something wild, something unpredictable, and something real, at least in the moment. They tap into our deepest desires for excitement, adventure, and transformation, offering a kind of love that feels intense and alive. In the end, the magnetic pull of bad boys isn't something that can be easily explained by any single factor. It's a combination of psychological, emotional, and cultural influences that create this complex and alluring attraction. Whether it's the thrill of the chase, the belief in the power of love to change someone, or the desire for excitement and freedom, bad boys have a unique ability to capture our attention and make us feel alive. But, as with all things that are irresistible, the price of that attraction can be steep. Relationships with bad boys are rarely straightforward or easy, and they often come with their own set of challenges. And yet, the allure remains strong and undeniable. Let's take a closer look at the consequences that arise from becoming entangled in their magnetic pull. While the attraction to bad boys can be exhilarating, it often comes with a set of challenges and complexities that people tend to overlook in the heat of the moment. This part of the equation is crucial because it speaks to the reality of engaging with someone who embodies the qualities we find so alluring, yet whose behavior is often incompatible with long-term fulfillment. The first consequence of being drawn to a bad boy is the emotional volatility that comes with the relationship. As we've already discussed, bad boys can create emotional highs and lows that can feel like a whirlwind of intensity. One moment, they're showering you with attention and affection, and the next, they're emotionally distant or unpredictable. This constant fluctuation can be emotionally exhausting, leaving the person on the other end of the relationship feeling like they're walking on eggshells, unsure of what to expect next. Over time, this emotional instability can erode one's self-esteem, causing confusion and self-doubt. You may find yourself constantly questioning your worth, wondering if you're the cause of their detachment or emotional distance. The tension between the desire for affection and the unpredictability of the bad boy's behavior often leads to a sense of emotional uncertainty. This uncertainty can be incredibly damaging to one's sense of security and peace of mind. The bad boy's inability or unwillingness to provide consistent emotional support can leave the other person feeling lonely and neglected, even when they're physically present. It's a painful paradox. You may crave the emotional connection that you're unable to receive, and yet the emotional highs that you experience during their rare moments of affection create a cycle that's difficult to break. The intermittent reinforcement we talked about earlier becomes a source of both attraction and pain. It's a paradox of wanting more while getting less, and it keeps people hooked. This emotional roller coaster is not just a passing phase for some, it becomes a defining characteristic of the relationship. Over time, the emotional toll can become overwhelming. For those who have a deep need for stability and security, the bad boy's inconsistency may feel like a constant source of stress. This emotional drain can lead to burnout, and the longer the relationship persists without resolving these issues, the harder it becomes to break free. This is why many people find themselves trapped in toxic relationships with bad boys, unable to let go despite the obvious flaws and challenges they face. The promise of change or the belief that things will eventually get better keeps them invested, even when all evidence points to the contrary. Another consequence of being attracted to bad boys is the potential for self-sacrifice. People often enter relationships with bad boys believing that they can fix them, change them, or be the one person who will tame their wild nature. This desire to rescue someone who seems lost or misunderstood can lead to unhealthy patterns of self-sacrifice. The person on the other side of the relationship may find themselves giving up their own needs and desires in the hope of winning the bad boy's affection or approval. This self-sacrifice may involve tolerating bad behavior, ignoring red flags, or staying in a relationship that is clearly not working in order to save the other person. Over time, this kind of self-sacrifice can lead to resentment. The person may begin to feel unappreciated, taken for granted, or even invisible. The bad boy, who may not be capable of offering the emotional stability and commitment that the other person needs, may not even recognize the sacrifices being made. And in some cases, the bad boy might exploit the other person's vulnerability, taking advantage of their desire to fix them. This can create a toxic dynamic where the person feels trapped between their desire to help the bad boy and the realization that they're losing themselves in the process. The emotional turmoil and self-sacrifice involved in relationships with bad boys often lead to feelings of frustration and confusion. People in these relationships may find themselves constantly questioning their own worth and whether they're truly receiving the love and care they deserve. They may start to believe that they aren't good enough for a healthy, stable relationship, and that they must earn love through enduring the pain and hardship that comes with the bad boy's behavior. This mentality can lead to a sense of hopelessness, where the person feels trapped in a cycle of emotional upheaval and uncertainty, unsure of how to break free. It's also important to address the long-term impact that relationships with bad boys can have on one's mental and emotional well-being. The unpredictability and emotional highs and lows can cause anxiety and stress. Constantly being on edge, not knowing what to expect next, can create a sense of mental fatigue. Over time, this kind of anxiety can lead to depression, as the person begins to feel like they're constantly walking a tightrope, never knowing whether they're about to fall. In some cases, people who have been in relationships with bad boys may develop a distorted view of love and relationships. They may begin to equate love with emotional turmoil, believing that a real relationship is supposed to be filled with drama and unpredictability. This can make it difficult for them to form healthy, stable relationships in the future, as they may crave the emotional intensity of the bad boy dynamic, even if it's damaging to their mental health. The idea of a perfect relationship may become overshadowed by the belief that true love is only found through struggle and sacrifice. Despite all of these challenges, some people are still drawn to bad boys, unable to resist the magnetic pull that they exert. It's a paradox that many people find themselves stuck in. They know that the relationship is unhealthy, but they can't seem to break free. It's not just about physical attraction or excitement anymore. The bad boy has become a symbol of something deeper, something that taps into their desires, their fantasies, and their need for adventure. The allure of the bad boy is a powerful force, one that is hard to escape, even when the consequences are clear. But here's the truth. The magnetic pull of bad boys isn't something that lasts forever. It's a force that fades as we mature, as we grow into ourselves and learn to value stability, security, and self-respect. Over time, the highs and lows of a relationship with a bad boy become less thrilling and more exhausting. The emotional toll, the sense of self-sacrifice, and the eventual realization that the relationship isn't serving your best interests all lead to a deeper understanding of what truly matters in a partnership. And as we move through life, we come to realize that the most fulfilling relationships are the ones built on mutual respect, trust, and emotional stability, qualities that bad boys, for all their magnetism, often lack. The magnetic pull of bad boys may be irresistible at first, but it's ultimately the pursuit of healthy, fulfilling relationships that leads to lasting happiness. We may be drawn to the excitement and the thrill of living on the edge, but it's the quiet, steady love that brings peace and fulfillment in the long run. The bad boy represents the desire for freedom and adventure, but true love represents the balance between excitement and stability. And in the end, it's this balance that leads to the most rewarding and meaningful connections.